Brexiteer and Widdecombe has lashed out at the European Union, predicting the Brussels bloc will suddenly give way to Brexit Britain in the final stages of negotiations. Former Brexit Party MEP Anne Widdecombe has lashed out at the European Union in a scathing attack as Brexit talks with Brussels reach crunch point. During an interview with Express, she claimed that under Theresa May the UK had extension after extension. She added the EU never believed we were going. But, the former Brexit MEP suggested under Boris Johnson, the now Prime Minister would stand firm. Ms. Widdecombe also predicted the EU would give way to Brexit Britain. She said, "We had extension after extension, we were leaving the EU in April, then July, then October and finally Boris arrived and we did go. I think there is an enormous difference in approach and the EU has had to make that adjustment. They never really believed that we were going, now the EU doesn't really believe we will do a WTO Brexit. The only way we can convince them we are a sovereign state now and we owe them nothing is to act like one." The Brexiteer noted some key differences between Boris Johnson and Theresa May. Ms. Widdecombe said, "Theresa May's heart was never in it. She was a Remainer but she did believe she had a duty to deliver Brexit. She had a very tiny majority and then no majority at all due to the way she handled that election. The EU simply did not take her seriously." Despite the current standstill between the UK and the EU, Ms. Widdecombe admitted she was confident the EU would cave at the last minute. She said, "I think suddenly the EU is faced with the fact that by the end of this year we could be gone without a trade deal. That is just as bad for the EU as it would be for us. In fact, it is probably a bit worse for the EU than it would be for us. I think the EU will concentrate and what we will see in the last few months is quite suddenly a willingness to give way on the two things they always said they would never give way on." On Tuesday the 9th round of negotiations between London and Brussels will commence.